Counter-argument is that the Prime Minister, in a sense, presides over the cabinet, right?
Right.
The Prime Minister has the ultimate authority. He's the ultimate arbiter over how to handle complaints that may come against his cabinet colleagues. That is how the complaint against A. Raja played out. We are also in the age of coalition politics. If the Prime Minister's office is totally outside the purview...
I'm not saying totally outside.
While he's in service, while he's in office.
While he's in office, he should be protected for Indian democracy to be stable, I think. Otherwise, you'll destabilize it. Considering the nature, I mean, look anywhere in the world, has a sitting Prime Minister ever been removed on allegations of corruption? Anywhere in the world. Give me an example. Is there a Lokpal anywhere in the world which allows this to happen? Take ombudsmen all over the world.
But
do they have the power?
Someone like President
I'm asking you. No, but that's internal. There's no Lokpal there. That's internal.
But their system allowed that.
But that's
But here, the only person who can scrutinize the Prime Minister is the CBI, and the CBI comes under the authority
completely
of the government.
Wrong. Our parliamentary system allows the Prime Minister to be removed also, as long as he loses the confidence of the House. It has happened in the past.
But in a corruption case, what would happen?
In a corruption case is a different issue, as I said. Tell me any power of any ombudsman anywhere in the world which allows this to happen.
So are you saying...
why are you... See, please also look at it from the international point of view. Is there any such Lokpal anywhere in the world with these kind of powers that we are putting in place today in this country?
Let me put it to you in more general terms. Forget what Anna Hazare is saying for a moment. Do you believe, as a government that needs to create transparency in its relationship with its constituents, do you believe the Prime Minister and his cabinet colleagues need to be open to scrutiny from an independent
all cabinet colleagues.
Who is that
all cabinet colleagues are open to scrutiny. All ministers, all members of parliament are under the Lokpal. All public servants are under the Lokpal. No sanction is required for people above joint secretary rank. That is what the Lokpal is going to have. They'll have a separate investigation wing under the Lokpal. There'll be a separate prosecution wing under the Lokpal. Which law anywhere in the world gives so much powers to a kind of a parallel agency, independent of the government, that we are giving to the Lokpal today, on which there is convergence?
That comes to a structural
and you are not saying because you are not including the Prime Minister, therefore everything is lost. I mean, I just don't think that the debate should be so, single-minded.
But the Prime Minister is the symbol of the senior-most politician in the country, and that's why there is a lot of focus on him.
So every other minister is under the Lokpal. Every member of parliament is under the Lokpal. And the investigating machinery is going to be independent of the government. You tell me an ombudsman anywhere in the world that has this.
Let me ask you a structural question, since you did speak about the differences in the structure. You said that there will be an investigating agency, separate investigating agency under the Lokpal. But that will not be the CBI. That will not be the CBI, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what happens when a case is being investigated? This sounds like a case of too many cooks, really spoiling a potential broth.
No. When the Lokpal is under investigating agency, the Lokpal is investigating the case. That case is not going to be investigated by anybody else. That case is going to be investigated by the Lokpal.
But for example,
the problem of structure...
Scam, right now is being looked at different agencies.
No. That's different. We don't have a Lokpal today. So don't bring the 2G scam.
If there were a Lokpal...
If there were a Lokpal, it will be investigated by the Lokpal under an investigating agency under the Lokpal and a prosecuting agency under the Lokpal, independent of the government. But the structural issue is far more complex, and it doesn't relate to this aspect. The structural issue is the following. What the members of the Anna Hazare committee want is to deal with every central government employee and every state government employee. Now, there are about 4 million central government employees, and if I am right, there are about 7-8 million state government employees. So, state government employees under the Lok Ayukt with similar powers, and central government employees under the Lokpal. So, what people will you need to deal with corruption? 4 million employees. You have to have a separate force. Right, a separate, excise inspector, separate customs officer, separate police force, and all that stuff. Where will they come from? They'll come from the present system. They're going to come from heaven, right? So we will have to move people who are presently serving the government in these agencies to the Lokpal, right? Yeah. Now, the presumption in all this is the system is entirely corrupt, right? People down there are all corrupt. So when they move from the present from the government of today to under the Lokpal, the problem is we are not too sure whether they'll suddenly become pure because they will come under the Lokpal.
So what's your alternative proposal?
This is the real issue. Now, if you set up a parallel agency and have people under the Lokpal who are answerable to nobody, and if they are corrupt, because your premise is that everybody is corrupt, then what happens to democracy?
So you're saying you're creating a Lokpal potentially that has no accountability.
And creating a Lokpal who is a Leviathan, a Lokpal who is not answerable to anybody. They say, no, if there is a complaint against the Lokpal, we will look at it. But who will complain against the Lokpal? They say if you have a complaint against any member who is a Lokpal, name it one of the 11, you can go to Supreme Court. But who will go to Supreme Court? So you see, all this we are creating. And we are taking that chance because we want to deal with corruption in a very strong way. But the nation must understand that what is being done is something that has never been done anywhere.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.